Hi everyone and welcome to GoFormative Math Help number 37 on scale factors. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to give you a reminder on scale factors. Scale factors. It's where you take a bunch of factors and you put them on a scale and you weigh them. No. It's not like that at all. It's just like, we have things in real life that we build and make, but on a small scale we want to see if that would work. And so, like, how do you make a model of something before you go actually make it, but you want your model to be accurate so that when you make it you're not, oh wow, I didn't know that I'm halfway through this project and oops, I didn't make my model well enough to know that this wasn't going to work or fit, or now I'm stuck having to finish, or leave something unfinished, So scaling is important. Also, if you're looking at a map, you're like, okay, Portland to Salem is one fingernail. You're looking at a globe. Portland to Salem on a globe is like a speck, of dirt. What's my point? I don't have one. So, no, but if you zoom in, I'm looking at a map of Oregon. This is just Oregon. Now, Portland to Salem is like the length of a brand new pencil. I thought it was a speck. I thought it was, thought it was a fingernail. So as you zoom in, you zoom into Portland, you can actually see Beaverton. You're like, oh, Beaverton is a pencil away from Portland. If I zoom into Portland, now I can't even see Salem. Where's Salem at? So having the right scale and knowing, okay, Salem is this many miles away, or this means this many miles, or this structure is this many times bigger than that structure. My model is going to be 8 times smaller than the real thing, or my model is going to be 100 times smaller than the real thing. I'm building this, but here's just a model. So something to think about. All that was just so I could drag out this video because it's not very long. And how do I know that? Because it's scale factors. So look at this first one. Look at my original. Look at my new. What happened? I was 6 by 8. Now I'm 3 by 4. What did I do to 6 by 8 to make it 3 by 4? It looks like I cut it in half. So the scale factor for number 1 is a half, because I cut it in half. Okay. Look at this one. 5, 4, 8. 1 1/4, 1 and 2. The 1 1/4 really throws you off. The first thing your brain does is go, oh, man, I don't know scale factors. And then you start to quit. A lot of math problems do that to you. They'll throw something in there to discourage you to quit. I'm not sure why. But if you want to be successful at math or really anything in life, you need to know ahead of time, okay, this is going to try to discourage me, and I'm going to persist and persevere beyond this test here. I got this. Because if you look carefully, ignore this 1 1/4. See how this 4 lines up perfectly with this 1, and the 8 lines up perfectly with the 2? Just focus on the ones you do have. How many times bigger is 4 than 1? How many times bigger is 8 than 2? And you're like, oh, I can do that. That's 4 times bigger. Or the original was 4 and the new one's 1. It means it's 1/4 its size. So you can put 1/4. Now, by the way, scale factors work both ways. If I was going from this side to this side, then the scale factor would be 4. So either of those answers are appropriate. Same thing with the first one. If it was 1/2 on the first one, what if I was going from this way to this way, new to original? Then it wouldn't be 1/2, it'd be 2. Any of those answers are fine. Okay. I'll let you figure out 3 and 4. You don't need me for that. I just basically walked you through that. These ones, that's where you're going to write your answer. Like, for example, 1/2 or 2 are going to go in there. 1/4, 4, there. Okay. Those are asking you about those problems. Let's talk about this map. I'm a map. I'm a map. I'm a map. A map of the United States is shown. The scale is included on the map. If you look carefully, see how I zoomed in? Just me zooming in kind of proves my point on this scale stuff. It's huge now, but look, when I was like, oh, okay, what is it going to be? It's not. It's like, finger, like the top part of your finger. And when you zoom in on that, you're like, oh, wow, that's longer than my finger, or so the scale changes. Now, looking at this map, knowing that that is 600 miles from here to here, you can answer some questions about how far approximately some distances are. So if from here to here is 600, and from here to here, you're like, right off the bat, you're like, San Francisco to Los Angeles. That doesn't seem quite 600. You don't know what exactly it is, but you could definitely tell, okay, it's not 600. And that's kind of the point. You can even use a pencil to measure and see, a ruler. You can use anything, really. Be like, no, it's not. So let's just look at one of the questions. How many miles is it from Los Angeles, California to Austin, Texas? Now, you're going to have to make an estimation here. Do you know what estimations are? It's like an educated guess. It's like it doesn't have to be on the money. Like, oh, you're right. It's not like, oh, you're right or wrong. There's some gray area. There's like, oh yeah, okay, I see how what you said. But there's also like, well, you were way off. So you want to be in the ballpark. So let's take a look. Where is Los Angeles, California? Got it. Where is Austin? Got it. Let's put those together. Take a look at that really quick. I want your eyes to be looking at Los Angeles and then Austin. And I want your eyes also to look at our scale, 600 miles. Right off the bat, what do you notice? Is Los Angeles and Austin more than 600 miles apart? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Is it double that? Like, could you take your fingers and put them over this really quick while I'm doing this with you? Your index and your thumb, and go your pointer finger and your thumb, and go, okay, put it over that, and then try to measure it. And when you kind of get that it's maybe double that, like, is a good guess, could I say 1,200 miles? If I'm wrong and it's 1,150, okay, that's okay. But it kind of looks like it's double that. So that would be a good guess, a good estimation, 1,200 miles. What would be a bad guess? 600 miles would be a bad guess. How come? Because it's way more than 600. Okay? What if someone said, it's 1,300. It's pretty close to to what we had, 1,200. So get in the ballpark. What's this next one say? Seattle, Washington to Augusta, Maine. That's far. Let's see. Seattle, Augusta. Look at where those are. Opposite ends of the country. Now look at your scale and see how many times you think 600 is going to go in between 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4. 4 maybe as the crow flies. I'm not sure if somebody can drive straight like that, crossing. Like there's water right here. These are the Great Lakes, right? It's like, How many miles is it from Seattle to Augusta? A million, because you'd have to drive underwater and you're not going to make it. Okay. So I think you could even argue, like, no, you're going to drive this way. You're going to go, see, that's water right there. So you can go around Chicago and then you're going to go that way. That's probably even more, you know. There's 600. There's 600. There's 600. Yeah, that's crazy, you know. We could guess, like, you know, 2,500, 2,600, 2,800. You know. Hey Siri, how far away is Seattle, Washington from Augusta, Maine? Siri says that it's 2493 as the crow flies if you just flew it. Okay, we're gonna fly. Okay, if we drove it, it's quite a bit more. 3214. Siri knows a lot of things. Not everything. A lot of things. Okay, so ballpark, we were pretty good as the crow flies. We said about 4 trips, and by we, I mean I did. You haven't talked once yet, by the way. At least I haven't heard you. That'd be crazy, though, right? I hear voices, and it's not my dog. And it'd be even crazier if my dog could talk. That'd be something. I'll work on it. Okay, so, you know, for this answer, Siri told us Seattle, Washington to Augusta, Maine. I'll take either of those or ballpark in between there. There you go. Siri knows. You can ask Siri all. You can ask Siri this next one too. How long from San Francisco to Chicago? But if you don't want to rely on Siri and you want to try to use this map, how about this? Try to use the map and see how close you are. Then ask Siri and see, oh wow, okay, I'm doing this right. Or whoa, I'm way off. You know, figure that out. Something to try. I think that's all I got for you. This is kind of a fun lesson. All right, see ya.